Hi everyone, welcome to our internal hackathon kickoff. Uh, Before we start though, I want to make sure if you guys can hear me well. If you guys can hear me, can you all give me a thumbs up? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Before we start, uh, can you tell me how many of you have been part of a hackathon before? Can you write me a +1 on the chat box if you all have been part of not only TSV but like a previous hackathon? If it's your first one, you don't have to do anything. But if it's like not your first hackathon, can you all write me like a +1 on the chat box, just to know how many of you? It's gonna be a first experience. To how many of you? I'm just seeing only two. Interesting. Uh, from among our audience. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm seeing a couple more, about five. Uh, how many of you have been last year's A2SV's hackathon? Can you write me a +2 if you were part of A2SV's hackathon, generative AI hackathon? Can you write me a +2 if you guys have been part of the generative AI hackathon held last year? Or is it the first? Oh, like CRRC has been part of it. Who else have been part of the generative AI hackathon of A2SV last year? Interesting. So, yeah, welcome to our hackathon. So, before I start, you all might be thinking, what is the purpose of this hackathon? So, the whole purpose is to get you guys adjusted and to give you an experience of what the hackathon feels like. I'm pretty sure some of you might be already expecting it is this AI for Impact hackathon. If you haven't, you guys should register. We have like an amazing mentors and core devs and other seniors advisors who are waiting for you to support. If you guys have not registered for AI for Impact hackathon, you guys should register for that. So let's see, who else are we expecting? Are we all? Do we all agree for just 2 minutes on 05 sharp? We would start because I'm seeing people are joining. So let's give them 2 more minutes. So on this workshop, we would be covering so many important topics, key points. You'll get an expectation of all of the deadlines you need to meet, what you're supposed to deliver by the end of the hackathon, what the prize, and you'll get a Q&A session where you'll get to ask me all of the questions you guys might have during the hackathon, and I'll be there to answer it. And we'll have some of closing ceremony from our advisors, seniors, and we'll have a fun kickoff. It's gonna be short and sweet. And yeah, let's give it 1 more minute for our team members to join. Difficulties. Can you guys hear me now? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear my voice well? Perfect. Perfect. And all of you can see the slides as well, right? So we can go ahead and start our kickoff from opening speech from Mr. Emre Varol, who's the CEO and founder of A2SV.
Thank you very much, Firuz. So, can I see the audience? All right, team. So, first off, could you please turn on your camera? I want to see the energy in the team. Please, everybody, turn on your camera. Yes, it's been a while since we didn't see these great people. Alrighty. Yes. So, team, I'm going to keep it short and sweet because this year we are doing something different than what we had done in the previous years. And this is because, number one, we want to get better results, and every year, many very smart people continue thinking about how to make A2SV processes better and more fruitful for the students, for the heads, and for the developers. And this year, the project phase is actually changing a lot. We made some radical changes. So number one, we are starting small. Instead of throwing many people into projects from the beginning and assigning one project per group, we decided to start with very, very small projects, ideas that we take from the ground that we are going to bake first with the internal hackathon, then in the project phase, so that our projects can be more everlasting and we can actually choose the most promising ideas, founders, and then put the remaining our workforce around these teams. So at the moment, all the ideas are ideas. We are equally distant from all these ideas. And our objective is not to favor one over another unless that one is more promising, unless that is actually executed better and it seems more high potential than the others. So for that reason, I want all of you guys to understand that your idea, your project can be one of the projects that A2SV is going to incubate by dedicating lots of resources in terms of time, in terms of energy, in terms of guidance, and in terms of money. So at the moment, everybody is at the start line. All the projects are at the start line, and we are going to see which ones are going to make it to the finish line, or which ones are going to get to the best points when we call the end of the competition. And when we look at this competition, if you ask me, there are no losers in this, including ideas, because you don't understand the potential of an idea unless you dedicate some time, do some prototyping, and collect feedback from people who can potentially use that. We have seen this in the multiple cycles of project development in the past years of A2SV. Therefore, I want all of you guys to understand that this is an excellent opportunity, because the idea that you start landing on, the idea that your project by prototyping can be the next star of A2SV and can make a real positive impact in the lives of African people. Keep that in mind. Number two, while you're engaging with such kind of a great activity and taking these ideas from the ground to make them real-world problem solution prototypes, you are going to learn a lot. You will be collaborating with some other smart people. Each of these projects are also assigned mentors, right, Feiruz? And all those people who have now years of development experience are going to guide you from Cordev. Plus, you are also assigned coordinators from heads of education. So each project is not supported by only one person, but two people, guys. And if you ask me, at A2SV, we have never supported ideas in this well-defined environment before. Like every generation, we see that the results are coming better than the previous generations in interview preparations. This is happening for a reason, because you are raising in the shoulders of the previous generations. And I want you to understand the same thing also applies to project development here. We have never supported the ideas this well from the beginning in the previous years. So you guys are lucky. However, luck is going to make a difference with your actions. Life is also very similar, guys. When you're lucky, opportunities come on your way. However, the opportunities are not going to make an impact in your life directly. Unless you take advantage of the opportunities, get the matters in your hands, and push for the success. Build things with high quality. Those opportunities are not going to have much of an impact in your life. So I hope all of you guys now feel the excitement that I feel, because this can be really the beginning of something great for each of these projects. And when we look at it at the collective manner, when we look at the picture from A2SV's perspective, this can actually be the beginning of many great projects that are going to change the lives of African people. Your ideas have already passed through the filter of our criteria. They already have potential. If we didn't believe, they wouldn't be presented to you. If we didn't believe, they would have been filtered out. So if it made until this point, it means our product squad and our heads of education see potential in those ideas. So you have great teammates, you have great heads of education, you have great core dev mentors. And there is also such a nice structure that has been defined for years of experience. And what is your task? Your task is to utilize all these resources and take these ideas from the ground, make very good planning on it, do the execution, and at the end of this process, in total, how many days do we have, Feiruz? 13 days, including today, almost 2 weeks. Taking advantage of these 2 weeks, pushing to the boundaries, sometimes working day and night, sometimes utilizing weekends, and bring them to the points where they are going to shine bright. And after that, you are going to be presenting them. So you will try to convince the jury to make sure that these projects have the potential. We need to invest in them more. We need to give you more workforce, and you should continue pushing for this idea and make one of our project-based projects. And I wish everybody good luck. This is really exciting because for the first time, we are igniting We are starting the fire of innovation internally in such a structured manner. And I want to thank everybody who is part of the organization, from Feiruz to heads of education to core dev mentors. Please take advantage of the situation, and at the end of 2 weeks, bring us great functional prototypes, bring us great project plans that we want to invest in with more workforce, more energy, more resources. This is in your hands. This is the future of A2SV. Let's build the future of A2SV together in the best possible way. Thank you very much.
So now we can go to our other agendas on the kickoff slide. What I'm going to explain first is, in this hackathon, what are the goals? Why are we here? So the main thing we want to achieve at the end of this hackathon is that we want to strengthen your teamwork. So I believe most of you have been assigned groups, and maybe you are assigned with people you don't know yet. So this is a great chance to form new friendship, to do more teamwork, and to increase your collaboration even more and even further. Because in A2SV, we are all one community. The other one is experience on the project phase ideas. So the ideas you guys will be working on is also going to be picked to be part of the project phase ideas, just like how Mr. Emre has said. You'll get the chance to, your idea might be given a chance to incubate within A2SV. So before that, you guys will do a project phase on that idea, and this is a great chance for you to know those ideas really well. And the other one is boost remote engagement. I'm pretty sure you guys haven't had this long remote session, so this would help you boost your remote engagement and give you more exposure as well. So just to give you overview, we have 54 teams. Some of them we've matched ourselves, some of them you guys registered as a team. And each team would have a mentor, just like how Emre said. You guys will have mentors from our experienced core dev members, and I'll get into details on what those mentors will be helping you on and how they'll be helping you. But each team would be given a mentor. The other one is the hackathon. How long is it gonna be? So today we're kicking July 5th, and on 17th, it's gonna be on Wednesday, almost 2 weeks from now. You guys will be delivering your final deliverables, and we'll be ending the hackathon on 17th. And I'll tell you what's gonna come early after 17, but you'll get 13 days to work on your ideas. And obviously, we're gonna have a checkpoint. So since I've heard most of you are not part of A2SV, like we're not part of last year's A2SV hackathon, you guys don't know what the checkpoint is. So a checkpoint is basically, we'll be sending you documents you guys would fill out. I'll tell you what each checkpoint has in the future slides, but we're gonna have 4 checkpoints. So checkpoints is basically a way for the mentors to know where you're at, the coordinators to know where you're at, and for us to help you with the challenge if you're facing any challenge. So it's basically a process of you guys reporting for us on what you've done in the past 2 days, maybe a week. I'll let you know. I'm gonna tell you what each checkpoint is gonna mean, but at the end of each checkpoint is going to be evaluation process. So, like I've said, let me tell you how and when the mentors will be helping you out. So, as I've said, since each team has been given a mentor today, from 2 to 3 p.m., you guys will receive a calendar invitation. It's going to be a 30-minute introduction with your mentor, and you guys will get to ask questions on the mentor's expertise. They'll get to know your idea even deep further, talking to you guys. And this is a great stage for you guys section. So like I've said, on the calendar, we'll be sending you a first meeting, the main team mentor greeting from 2 to 3 p.m. So look out on your calendar and don't miss that. After that, after today, starting from Monday, every other day, mentors would have meetings with you, particularly from 5:15 p.m. till 6 p.m. In that time, every other day, meaning if you guys had a Monday meeting, you guys have another meeting on Wednesday and another one on Friday. And let's say you guys had a meeting on Tuesday and you guys will have the other one on Thursday and the like. So basically, you guys would have a meeting with them every other day to catch up on the things you've done, to talk to them on the things you guys are facing challenges in. Like I've said, these people have been programming for a while now. So any technical issues you guys are facing, or maybe product analysis and market research, whatever you guys are facing challenge in, these people are here to help you out. So every other day you'll have a meeting with your mentors. The other one is guidance meeting when the team needs assistance. So, like Emre said, you guys not only have mentors but also coordinators. Coordinators are also there to help you out, on things you're facing issues with. So, if you guys have any issues, you can just ping your coordinator, call your coordinators, because most of your coordinators are already your heads and mentors. I mean interns. So you just can call them and like, hey, I'm facing these issues, and they would arrange you a meeting between them, the mentors, and you guys to solve your issues. So, like I've said, everything here is to help you guys. So use it well, utilize it really well. Checkpoints. Now, like I've said, the main purpose of the checkpoints is for you guys to give us reports, right? So we're gonna have 4 checkpoints throughout this hackathon. I'll break down what each checkpoint means and what we are expected to deliver by the end of these checkpoints. But they are all there for the steady progress and to define your milestones, to meet your goals, and to help you be more organized. The first checkpoint. So today, your coordinators will be sending you the first checkpoint. This is gonna have a list of goals, milestones to achieve every single day. So you might say, hey, today we're gonna set up our repo and we're gonna finish our project roadmap. You might say that on your first day. It depends every team. And the other team might say, no, we're gonna start from our product analysis. So we're gonna work on our idea. We're gonna see our competitor analysis. We're gonna do our market research. That might be your plan for day 1. But by the end of Monday, July 8th, we need you guys to define what you're gonna do every single day for the 13 days, and we'll expect the deadline by July 8th. Have you guys understood what the first checkpoint means? Like, if you guys understood what it means, give me a thumbs up. Adana, I believe you have a question. You can unmute yourself and go ahead and ask. Okay, it must have been a mistake there. Okay, so the first checkpoint is basically a document. You tell us what you're gonna do every single day and what you're planning to achieve. So let's go to the second checkpoint. So this is gonna be on July 12th. The deadline is gonna be on July 12th, meaning Friday. And this checkpoint, you guys would give us the why, the what, and the how of the project. So we've prepared a pitch deck template where you guys need to fill out. This is one of the templates used in Netflix. So we're learning from top tech companies and taking good insights from them. And we have many advisors and mentors who are helping us creating this pitch deck template. So you guys would be filling out this pitch deck template, and it basically asks you why, what, and how of the project. So you're gonna need to do a deep dive into your ideas in this first week till Friday and fill out those checkpoints by the end of July 12th. How about on checkpoint 2? Have you guys understood what checkpoint 2 means? If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If anybody hasn't understood it, can you write me a -1 so I can go over it one more time on the chat box? Write me a -1 so I could explain what checkpoint 2 means again. If we don't get any -1, we can move on to what checkpoint 3 means and what the deadline would be. Any -1s, you guys? Okay, so checkpoint 2 is a pitch deck. So what is a pitch deck? A pitch deck is basically a slide, just like a Canvas slide, you might say, not more than 12, usually 15 maximum, to pitch your ideas in front of guests, judges, stakeholders. So it's basically a small slide to let people know what your idea is about. So it will have a problem section. What problem are you guys solving? It will have a solution section. What solution are you guys proposing? What is your market analysis? Do you have competitors in the market? For example, let's talk about maybe Ride. I'm pretty sure most of us here know about Ride, right? So if Ride is supposed to like present its pitch deck, it will put Ferris as its market competitor, and it will what is the problem they're solving? They're solving an issue when people from point A to point B in a short amount of time. They can get them there with a affordable and comfortable environment. So basically, your proposal, you'll explain what your problem, what the problem you guys are going to be solving, the solution, and many market analyses. Like I've said, we will share it on Monday. You guys, from Monday till Friday, your main focus should be getting this pitch deck on point, getting it good, defined, and presentable in front of guests. So, like on this pitch deck, you guys should be explaining why you're doing this project, how you're planning to solve the problem, and what you guys are going to be addressing. That's the why, the what, and how of the project. And we'll be sending checkpoints on Monday, and you guys will be filling it out till Friday. On the checkpoint one, I've seen one from somebody who's confused about checkpoint one. So checkpoint one, it's gonna be just a Google Doc. It's gonna be a Google Doc, and you guys will be writing what you're gonna do on day one, on day two, on day three. For example, you say on day one we'll be setting up or getting GitHub repositories and getting everybody on board. So you write us down what those mean, like what you guys are gonna do on day one. And on day two, you guys might do the UI UX framework. And you guys would be, hey, you guys would write us on that same document. You guys would be writing what you're gonna do on the second day. So on the second day, we'll finalize the UI UX Figma design, and we'll be finishing user persona, let's say. That's your plan for second day. And you write us what you're gonna do for each single day, just in this manner. A breakdown format of what you guys plan to do on each single day. So your mentors can go over it and tell you things to change. If you have set unrealistic timeline for yourself, they will let you know, hey, there's not enough time to do this, change it. So basically, you guys will give us your plans for the 13 day, and we'll go over it. Your mentors will give you suggestions on things to change. That's gonna be the first checkpoint, and the second checkpoint is gonna be all about your pitch deck, how you're gonna pitch your ideas using slides. So are we all on the same page now on the first checkpoint and the second checkpoint? You can give me a thumbs up if. Thank you so much. So let's go to our third checkpoint. The third checkpoint is gonna be just updates. So from Friday until on Friday, you guys are gonna be. When I mean Friday, by the way, like I'm talking about July 12th. On July 12th, you guys will be giving us your pitch deck, right? So for 12, 13, and 14, you guys will start development. So on the third checkpoint, what we're aiming is to know what you've done and what developments you guys have achieved on the third checkpoint. So basically, it's a milestone check report where to ask you what you guys have achieved over the weekends. I believe most people will be productive over the weekends. I guess you guys have finished, school, so the weekdays all as well. But this is basically a report document for you guys to know what you guys have been doing on the weekends and what you guys have faced challenges in. So are we guys all on the same page on third checkpoint? It's just a report document to know what you guys have been up to. Nothing more. So if you guys have any problems, you can write on that checkpoint. Let's say you've been facing a really annoying bug, you can report it there. And as I've said, your mentors will review it and let you know. So that's the third checkpoint. The fourth checkpoint, the final submission, that's gonna be on July 5th, on July 15th. So, like I've said before, on the final submission, you guys would need to submit so many things. The first one, it's gonna be one pager. So, what is a one pager? It's just a small one-page document where you guys will have everything you've written on your pitch deck compacted in just one page. You'll have your problems, you have your solutions, you have your visions, you'll have your missions in just one document. That is what the one pager is. Have you guys understood what a one pager is? If not, give me a -1 on the chat box. If you guys have not understood what a one pager is. I have seen a couple of minus ones. Okay, so one pager. It's basically a one document. You can go ahead and search it on Canva. If you guys don't have a Canva yet, sign up. They have so many free tiers, and you can see one pager templates. And on that, when you see on that templates, it will give you boxes to fill out. So you'll have a section to fill out what your problem is in just 2 sentences, and what your solution is in just 2 sentences. So it's basically it's basically a thing, a deliverable for a person to know all about your project in just one page. So you guys can go ahead and Canva and search one pager templates. You guys can go ahead on Canva and search on one pager templates. And on this one pager template, you guys would see so many examples, and you guys can just pick one, and you'll have more grasp on what one pager is. So it's just basically a one-page document to have all of your project ideas in one page. The next one, Figma design. So the next deliverable is the UI UX of your project you guys will be working on. Some of you would have web, some of you would have mobile app, both on some cases. So you guys will be sending us your Figma design with the prototype by the end of July 17, the final submission. The next one, pitch deck. So like I've said before, on the second week, meaning next week from Monday to Friday, I told you we will share with you a checkpoint pitch deck template, right? What you guys would be filling out. So on this pitch deck presentation, we want you guys to present what you've done on. So on that week, once you finalize your pitch deck, we want as video submission to you guys presenting your pitch deck and giving us the Google Drive link. It's going to be part of the evaluation process, and we'll be evaluating your presentation and how good your pitch deck is based on your presentation. And the other one is project demo. So project demo is once you guys have done with the pitch deck, you guys will be starting implementation. So project demo is what you guys, so basically demoing your project, what you've done in a short video, and sending us the Google Drive link again. So to go over the final submission one more time, you guys would be giving us a one pager, a Figma design, pitch deck presentation, and a project demo. This is what we're going to be expecting by the end of July 17. Are we all on the same page? You guys can give me a thumbs up if you've understood what the final submissions are. And if you haven't understood what we mean by anything, you can write me on the chat box. For example, if you don't understand what I mean by project demo, just write me a project demo on the chat box, and I will be going over the ones you guys are having trouble with. Okay. I see a couple of project demos. Okay, I see another Figma design. Anything else you guys? Good question. Okay, I see one Figma, a couple of project demo, pitch deck presentation. Okay, so when I mean by Figma design, we'll have a workshop in the coming week on what Figma is and how you guys need to do your UI UX. So for those of you who don't have a front-end experience before, it's basically you guys would basically give us a design on Figma. Figma is one of the type tools to use to do your UI UX designs on your PC. So, like I've said on the workshop, you guys would also learn other types of it. But we'll be giving the workshop mainly on Figma because that's free and it's easier for most people. So you guys will give us what your mobile would look like. The point of it, let's say you guys have a mobile app. Let's say it has 10 interfaces. It has 10 different pages, 10 sections. But due to time restriction, you guys had the time to implement only maybe 3 of it or 4 of it. So the rest are just a UI. The rest are just there as in a Figma, but you guys haven't done much on it. So we want to give you marks and give you a chance to work on it during the project phase. So we wanted to see what the app would have looked like if you guys had time. So basically, you guys would start from the Figma design. You guys would design what the mobile app would look like on Figma, and go to the implementation later on. That's the process you guys will be following. So regardless of whether or not you finish all of the screens you guys have designed on the Figma, we would still consider it under our grading evaluation. So you guys would be giving us the Figma design link you guys have done for your projects. On the pitch deck presentation, somebody asked me if the pitch deck and demo is going to be different. Yes, it's going to be different video. Let's say you guys are given 3 minutes to present your ideas. Like I've said before, you guys have created a pitch deck, right? 12 slides to include your mission, your vision, your computer analysis. On that 12 slides, we just don't want to judge you based on just the slides. So on the judging criteria, the presentation would also have points. So you guys would be recording your audio and having this the slide as a screen, and you guys would explain when you mean by a problem. Since it's just going to be maybe 1 sentence or 2 sentences on the pitch deck, you guys would explain to us on your own wordings in what you mean by the problem, in what you mean by the solution, and what you mean in like the market analysis, the revenue model, what you guys would think in your own words. So it's going to be maybe 2 or 3 minutes presentation, and you guys explaining what your project idea is going to be, basically for the judges. And the other one is project demo. Project demo is basically once you guys have done the website, for example, you guys would screen record and talk what each feature does, and you'd click the buttons and show us the project live. So it's not some. It's different from Figma prototype. The project demo has to be implemented. So you guys would be sending us a video of your app working, basically. Like I've said, you guys might not have the time to finish everything about the idea. It's fine, but you guys need to present something, like maybe 2 screens or 3 screens, and demo what you guys have built using implementation, not only prototype. So yeah, Figma is just the design, it's just the UI UX of it. Pitch deck presentation is you guys explaining the idea, recording yourself with the slide, and the demo is you guys presenting the application or the website, recording your screens. How about now? So some of the question is like, so are we going to implement the projects like landing page and some pages? Yes. So you guys will be, after you guys have finished the Figma design, you guys will go to implementation, and the project demo is what you guys showing us what you implemented. So after, let's say you haven't finished everything, you just finished the landing page, then you guys will demo, you send us a video of the landing page, basically. So yeah, I have seen another question as well, I believe. So prototype is basically once you have finished on Figma, you can you can play it, like you can have like a mock, you can say. So if ever as if that website was implemented. So once you finish the UI UX of it, you can connect screens and you can connect a flow, and you guys can mimic as if it was implemented, basically. So it's not implemented, it doesn't have a code yet, it doesn't have a backend yet, it's just going to be a dummy data, but we will see what the app would have looked like if it was implemented and if you guys had time. So that's what a prototype kind of means. So by the end of July summit, are we supposed to submit only the Figma design? No, you guys are supposed to submit the 4 of them: the pitch deck, presentation, the Figma design, the 1-pager, and project demo, something you've implemented, recorded as well. Is it 2 separate videos? Yes, the pitch deck and project demo are going to be 2 separate videos. Any more questions? You guys can ask me. Is the Figma design for web and mobile, or can we do only? Well, you can do only one, whichever your idea needs. So if it needs both web and mobile, you might need to do both. Let's say for writing, like we've said for write, for example, you just need a mobile interface. So if you guys are doing something similar like to that, it's all based on you guys. So we don't need both web and mobile. It's dependent on your ideas. It's heavily dependent on your ideas. So you can submit both or one, but you have to submit at least the web UI design interface or the mobile UI UX design interface. Any more questions on the final deliverables? Oh, sure. Yes, we would say we will share on the slides on the Telegram group. Any more questions you guys have on the final deliverables? Or is there a question? I don't think there's a question I have forgotten. So should we move on? We'll move on in three, two, and one. We'll move on to the next slide. So the other one is going to be the evaluations process. So you guys might be wondering, after July 17, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So July 17 is going to be on Wednesday. So once you guys give us your project demos and presentation, we're going to have a filtering squad. So in these grading squads, they're going to be going over all of your submissions. So starting from your plans, your demos, your Figmas, your presentation pitch decks, they're going to go over everything, and they're going to pick top 8 teams from among 54 teams who have registered in our project, in our hackathon. So we will pick top 8 teams who did a really good job throughout this hackathon. So you might be thinking, after then, what about the 8 of them? The 8 of them would have a project live in front of judges. So we have recruited so many experienced judges from so many experienced judges, and these judges, you guys will have a chance to pitch their ideas live through Google Meet. This is going to be a whole virtual hackathon. So they will ask you questions about your pitch deck, your projects, ideas. You guys will also be demoing your projects live for them, and they'll be asking you questions on how you implemented some of the features, how accurate they are, and the like. And this top 8 evaluation process is going to happen the next day. So apparently, if you guys have done it on 17, you guys will have a chance to pitch your ideas in front of judges on 18. So these judges are going to be different from the filtering squad. The filtering squad I've told you about would just be responsible to change it from 54 to 8. So these 8 teams will be presenting in front of judges, picking the top winners. Are we all the same page in the evaluation process? Can we write me a -1 if you guys are not? On the chat window, you can write me a -1 if you guys are not the same page in the evaluation process. Okay, I see one -1. Anybody else who have not understood what the evaluation process is going to look like? Okay, I see only one -1. So you guys would be so in the evaluation process, you guys would be submitting on 17th, on Wednesday, July 17. You'd give us all of your submissions. So we're gonna have a filtering squad, and each project would be evaluated based on their submissions. So one filtering member would open up your demo, would open up your slides, would open up your pitch deck you guys have worked on. Every deliverable you guys have given us is going to be up there for the filtering squad. The filtering squad would judge you based on the grading metrics I'll be telling you later on. The metrics, and by the end, they will pick top 8 best teams among the 54 teams. So the top 8 teams will get the chance to pitch their idea in front of judges. So the judges would have, the judges are not part of the filtering squad, so they would not have a context of what your project is going to be about. So live there in front of the judges, you guys would be able to pitch your idea, show them the demo live, and they'll be asking you questions to know your idea more and to understand it more. And these top 8 teams are going to be certified. I'll tell you more about the prizes later on. And these judges have told you about the live presentation would be the deciding factor to choose top 3 teams. Basically, from 54, filtering squad will change it to 8, and from 8, the judges will pick top 3. I guess we're all on the same page now, right? Judges and filtering squad members are different, and you guys will be judged based on your deliverables on the Figma prototype projects, and every deliverable we asked you throughout the checkpoints, they are going to be taken under consideration while doing the evaluation process, while in the evaluation process. So let's move on to the next matrices, judging matrices. So we will be judging you most on the pitch deck, market research, and UI UX design. We want you guys to pick the idea even further. So we want you guys to do a market research on it, do an analysis on it, and do a deep dive on the idea more throughout this hackathon. And we'll be judging you on how good your pitch deck is, how much effort you've put in the pitch deck. The other one is how good you guys have done on the market research. So we could tell on these pointers throughout your pitch deck and presentation. So if you guys have missed some of the good key pain points of your users, for example, this would be marked, we will be deducting mark from the market research. So meaning you guys have not understood what your users want and the like. So the other one is UI UX design. Like I've said, you guys will be sending us a Figma design prototype. So we'll be judging your prototype, and obviously it's a hackathon. It can't be a hackathon without implementation, right? So yeah, you guys will also be giving us an implementation. We will also be judging you based on your implementation. So most of the marks would be lining towards the pitch deck and market research and UI UX, but obviously we'll also take your implementation under consideration. Any questions on it? If you guys have any questions on it, can you write me in the chat box? And then for the next maybe 1 minute during the judging matrix, are you guys cool? Is there any question you guys are thinking of when seeing the judging matrix? Is there a specific percentage to give for each judging matrices? So there are like many sub points. Like I can't really give you the specific percentages, but I would say like majority of it is gonna be just on the top three. It's gonna be on the pitch deck, market research, and UI UX design. But there are sub parts to each of it. That's why I couldn't give you like a full on total percentage. But we will be sharing this judging matrix when the hackathon ending is nearing. We'll be sharing you on the Telegram channels for that you guys can know your perspective. But during this kickoff, we're like giving you the overall, and we're going to be on the judging matrix. We're going to be inclining towards the pitch deck and making your idea even further in the UI UX design. And we'll also take your implementation into consideration. But I don't want you guys to belittle implementation. Obviously, that's the main part. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was muted. So yeah, on the question was like, what's the specific percentage for each judging matrix? So yeah, there are sub points to it. So I couldn't give you the whole general percentages, but it's going to be inclined towards making your idea more. It's going to be pitch deck, market research, UI UX design, mostly. But obviously, also take your implementation into consideration. But we really, really want you to put your efforts into making your idea even further and knowing your idea, getting the pain points of your users, and doing a market research on it. Wouldn't the time schedule collide with the internal hackathon? I'm not sure about you. I'm thinking you mean the time schedule for the actual A2SV hackathon. Is that the question, Naho? So I think that's the question. The time schedule won't collide with the actual A2SV hackathon. The actual A2SV hackathon is not gonna take place simultaneously with the internal hackathon. So you can rest assured about that. We will be finishing our hackathon prior to the quarterfinal kickoff of the actual A2SV impact for AI hackathon. So I think that's your question, Nahum, but if it's not, write me again. That's what I understood. More about market research. Okay. So once you're given, most of you are given ideas. So on these ideas, you're gonna need to do more research on it and see if it's actually feasible. One, if it's gonna be scalable. Two, and if it's gonna be actually used by users. For example, I can give you one example of one project that's pre out there. Uh, Coca-Cola. You guys have seen, like, maybe you guys haven't seen it, but Coca-Cola used to have 1 liter bottle out in the market. Have you guys seen it? Like, can you create me a +1 if you guys have been part of it, or maybe a thumbs up if you guys have seen the 1 liter Coca-Cola? I think it was 2 liters. It had 2 liters as well. So the reason that idea failed is because they didn't do enough market research on it. And as you can imagine, Coca-Cola is a big company, but in our country, people will order that 1 liter and take a long time in the cafes. So the cafes stopped having it, they stopped selling it, and the revenue really decreased. So they have that's just usually in the market anymore. That's why probably most of you have not seen it. So didn't do enough market research on it to know if it's like gonna be scalable business. We don't want such things to happen to your ideas. So we want you guys to actually see if that idea is feasible, it's gonna be scalable, and it actually addresses a problem. If we are just gonna be there and implementing something that's already out there, it's people solution out there, we're just going to be wasting our time. So you need to do more research on why. You need to do more research on why your project, your idea is important, basically. That's what a market research is. Another question. Yes, it is hackathon. It is an internal hackathon is different. So the internal hackathon is just for our G5 members. We want you all to let know your projects even further. So the internal hackathon is just for the purpose of project to get a better quality on the project phase. So A2SV's hackathon is the annual hackathon A2SV prepares. This is last year we've gotten more than 3,700 participants from 47 countries. It was the largest hackathon in Africa. So A2SV's hackathon is usually like an annual program, an annual hackathon that happens from May. That usually happens by the end of the year during the summer for Africa-wide. And this year we're going to be having a team of AI for impact. Last year it was on generative AI. Not only on the top 8 ideas. So the question is, are we going to work on top 8 ideas in the project phase? So not only on the top 8, you'll have plenty more. You'll have the chance to have to work on some project phase. So on the project phase, we'll be having more ideas than the top 8. The top 8 is just for the purpose of the prizes and recognition to give you guys for your hard work. But if you're not part of top 8, it does not mean your project is not going to be part of the project phase. Yes, we will also be taking into consideration your ideas for the project phase. So if you guys are not part of the top 8, it does not mean it's the end for your ideas. Thank you for asking that question. Can you explain more about market research? What if a project mainly focuses on solving social problems rather than directly aiming to sell a service? So yeah, it can also be like aiming to solve a social problem, as long as it's solving a problem, and as long as you guys have done the research on it and have a conclusive proof that it is solving a problem. It does not matter if it's a social problem or like selling a service as well. As long as you guys are addressing some kind of pain point, or if you guys are doing some kind of impact, that's what we want to see. But you guys can't claim, yes, we're solving it without a research. So that's why we're asking you, that's why we're having a market research as one of the judging metrics. What if the other question is, what if the idea is ruled insignificant after a proper market research? So you guys, we will still be taking consideration how good you guys have done your market research. Like we're taking into account that we have given you the ideas, so we're not going to be judging you based on how creative it is, how innovative it is. So as you can see, it's not part of the judging matrix because we have the one who are providing the ideas. So even if it's like ruled insignificant, it doesn't mean we'll deduct points to the to your team, basically. So you guys will still be able to give us a good pitch deck and a good market research. Like I've said, that's going to be part of. That's going to take majority of it. So you guys can do a UI/UX and you implement in UI/UX design and implementation for some kind of pain point that it might resolve. For example, it's not going to be an impactful wise. Let's say your idea by the end of your market research, you figured out it's not really going to be feasible, but you can twist it a bit and do a better version of it for UI/UX and implementation. And of course, we're going to take that into your market analysis points and your pitch deck designs. How is the internal hackathon? The other question is, how is the internal hackathon going to affect the project phase? So, from the internal hackathon, we're going to see which projects would have prospects to be successful in the future. So, based on your performance and market analysis done, and our product squad will also be doing more research on it, and based on you guys' efforts and submissions, it will be taken to be this. Your idea might be able to be incubated by A2SV and be done in the project phase, basically. So this internal hackathon performance would matter for the project phase ideas you guys would be implementing during your project phase, basically. Hope I answered your question, Abe. Any more questions? Haven't answered? Yeah, I think there are the ideas given to us from our mentors, or are we going to come up with them on our own? So there are two sides of it. There are for the teams who've registered as a team, had a chance to work on the idea of their choice. So we're going with ideas and grading them. Our product squad is doing a good job and like getting and doing research on ideas. And for some team members, the other half of it, they have registered individually. So we've matched them within a project, within a team, and we've matched them and give them a project. So you either are, if you have registered with a team, and if your team has submitted an idea, that's one thing. The team lead have submitted. Some team leads have submitted their own idea they want to work on this hackathon, which was open for people who came with a team. And for team members who have just registered individually, we have matched them with projects calculated. I mean, yeah. The other one is, can we use the same idea for the internal hackathon and A2SV hackathon too? So hackathon is supposed to, the whole point of hackathon is that you guys will start hacking, basically doing the implementation after the kickoff. So if you guys have been working on the same idea, it means you guys can't use that implementation you guys used in the internal hackathon or the A2SV hackathon. So you guys can work on the same idea, but you can't use the implementation and the codes you guys did on the internal hackathon. So basically, it needs to be a new, the A2SV hackathon, it needs to be a new repo. You guys need to start from scratch because that's the purpose of hackathon. You guys all start at the same time, and at the same time, you guys will be judged based on your efforts throughout the hackathon. Any more questions from the chat box? Any more questions? Okay. I'm seeing no questions. Are we all cool? Okay, you guys can give me a thumbs up if we are all on the same page so far. Okay. I don't think, yeah, there's any kind of question I'm missing. Yes, I don't think there is any kind of, yes, I don't think there's anything we're missing. So, okay. So the biggest part, the prizes. What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get by the end of this hackathon, right? So each team member, this is not only the only but prizes, but the main one, each team member will get $100 if they would stand first place, $80 if they are the second place, and $60 if they are the third place. Mind you, it's per team member. So each team member would be getting these prizes if they are number 1 or 2 or 3. So basically, if you guys are in a team of 5 and if you won a first place, you guys will, as a team, you guys will be receiving $500. Are we all on the same page? on this one. This is the biggest prize, the monetary prize, but we have many more. The other one, so we haven't done this before. This is the first prize we guys. This is the first time we're offering this as a prize. So you guys will have a chance to have a mock interview with A2SV events in top tech companies. So as you guys know, we have an alumni in top tech companies, Google, Databricks, Bloomberg. So once you guys are interview ready, and if you guys want to take a mock interview with them, we will arrange it all for you, and you'll get an experience of how to interview and from somebody who's already made it in top tech company. So this will be given for top one people who made it, who are the best from the 54 teams, basically. The other one is that, like I've said before, we will be having certificates for top 8 members, team members. So, like I've said, first from 54 ideas, we will be going to 8, right? And those 8, you will be pitching your ideas to in front of judges, and we pick top 3, right? But those top 8 projects, to recognize your dedication and efforts, we'll be giving certificates for each team member as a prize. So now, before we go to our conclusive remarks from our senior, Mr. Alper, do anybody have any questions? You can write me in the chat box, or you can raise your hands as well. That's also possible. If we are all on the same page and everything, we can leave the stage to our senior, Mr. Alper. Any questions? You guys, like I've said, you guys can raise your hands or write in the chat box. Any question in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, everybody. Now, we will go to our conclusive remarks from Mr. Alper. Mr. Alper, can you hear me well?
Yep, I'm here, ready. Can you hear me good?
Okay.
Am I audible?
Before we start, Mr. Alper, I'm going to send you another Google Meet link on the chat box. So we have group members in the other meeting as well. So okay. So yeah. Yes, we can hear you now. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Alper. The stage is all yours.
Expand your community with other people, learn new techniques, and try to figure out how to solve different methodology for problems. And also, you are going to have at the end, if you are successful, you are to achieve recognition and awards. This is a very important thing. But for me, the hackathon is something really different. Why? Because hackathon is a place where you really face the values and the constraints of the real life. In your projects, in your future, you are going to be working in great companies and hopefully going to earn good money. But at the same time, to achieve this goal, you have to be very quick in creating solutions. There will be some time when you need to be as quick as a rabbit, but as convenient as a tortoise. Hackathon is a place where you see the things rolling on in the real life. There's an idea, or you are going to find an idea. Then you are going to find a solution. And then you are going to make a market research if your product is viable or not. And at last, you are going to implement it. You may think to yourself about why I'm going to present a pitch deck. I'll be a software engineer and I have no use of a pitch deck in my future. I guess, unfortunately, my friends, this is not the case. If you are a great software engineer, you are probably going to be leading a team or working in a team. That's why you have to create presentations. So basically, every step that has been told you as the judging criteria, which are the pitch deck presentation, UX UI design, market research, and implementation, are real examples of real life. And at the end, you have a certain amount of time to complete all these in a successful way. Having said that, I am more than 100% sure that all of you who are listening to my voice right now are willing to create very wonderful, viable, and productive products. And I'm sure that as a part of A2SV, I have seen many achieve this goal. So I'm kind of, not I'm, but as A2SV, we are also counting on you. You are going to succeed, but it's very important to have the success, to work hard, to be punctual, and to go into the details. Because a minor mistake that you make in the very first stages of your process will or may lead you to unsuccessful results. Happy Hackathon days is a great word to say right now because I'm going to know that you are going to succeed, but unfortunately, there will be only a few winners. So try to do your best and become a better version of yourselves. Thank you and good luck.
Thank, thank you so much, Mr. Alper, for your time. Really, thank you, guys. So, as like I've said, we will be sending you invites for Mentee Mentor introduction in a couple of hours. Be sure to check on your calendars frequently. Don't miss the first introduction, and hopefully we'll have a great time hacking together. So if you guys have any questions, reach out to your heads. They're all there to help. And at the end of our slide, we're gonna have let the hackathon begin. So thank you for everybody for joining us. This is the end of this kickoff. So we'll be getting in touch with you and hopefully we'll have a successful hackathon by the end of July 17th. Bye everyone.